Dear Cancer, have you ever awakened in the night, heart racing, as if some unseen spirit was whispering your name? There are signs you cannot explain. A familiar song playing at the loneliest hour, an old name returning again and again, a sudden chill of wind brushing past that makes your body shiver. Do not think it is chance. It is destiny engraving upon your soul, a mark that cannot be erased. I believe God never chooses the wrong one, and He has chosen you to walk a path no one dares to tread, the path of endings, of return, and of a conclusion your soul will never forget. Stay here, because in just a moment, I will lead you into the first secret where destiny marks you, and from there is no turning back. Cancer, have you ever felt all the doors before you close at once, leaving only a single path, narrow yet shining like the last glimmer of light in the night? A whisper from within rises, soft as wind slipping through the heart. Walk this way, my child. There is no other. That is the moment destiny touches you. Destiny never asks if we are ready. It does not knock to seek permission. It enters like the light of dawn, piercing through a thin curtain, whether you wish it or not. And in that suddenness, your soul is marked, not with a wound to make you collapse, but with a seal that leaves you unable to turn back, unable to keep sleeping in the old safe shadows. When the cards appear in the glow of the candle, I see death reversed alongside the hanged man, a rare union. It whispers that you have delayed transformation far too long, suspending yourself between sky and earth, like a hesitant soul, afraid to cross into the new door. You cling tightly to what has withered, even as it cracks and weighs heavy like invisible chains. And then, on a deeper plane, the moon, your ruling planet, taps gently, awakening the fire of rebirth. The universe has chosen this moment to push you through the ending so the old may die and space may open for new life. I once believed I could control everything, but there were days life led me into dead ends. No way forward, no way out. I cried, I raged, I asked God, why me? And in the silence, I felt an unseen hand on my shoulder, guiding me in another direction. Only then did I understand. There are no accidents in life. Every time we are cornered, it is God urging us to change, because otherwise we would remain forever trapped in the comfort of darkness. Cancer, you have carried too long the pains of the past, the emotional burdens, and the overprotection that keeps you stuck. You have borne the grief of others, held the broken shards of the past, as if they were the sacred duty of your soul. But listen, God never wanted you to bind your spirit with your own chains. He wants you to love, but not to lose yourself inside that love. Let me whisper a truth. Do not fear endings. An ending is but another beginning. Your soul never dies. It only sheds its skin to shine brighter, stronger, nearer to God. The death the card speaks of is not the death of your body, but the falling away of a shell, of a wound, of an old cycle that has come to its close. Do you remember the last time you lost something precious? Perhaps it was a person, a dream, or even a piece of yourself. Then you thought everything had collapsed, yet from that emptiness, you saw a door open, a path you had never dared to walk. That is the test of destiny. Will you dare to release and step forward? And now, in this very moment, I believe you are standing there once more. The universe did not send this message to you by chance. God has seen, has heard, has chosen you for change. You need not drag these chains any longer. That whisper is not illusion. It is light itself. If your heart is trembling now, let yourself enter the ritual of the soul. Write the word transformation in the comments. Do not think it is just typing on a screen. It is the key, the seal you etch upon your own fate. It is your declaration to the universe. I am ready to let go, ready to be reborn. And when you press the like button, it is not a social gesture. It is sealing your choice with a like, as if lighting a sacred candle in the temple of your heart, sending the signal that you have chosen light instead of darkness. Cancer, you no longer need to tremble at the closing of old doors. For each time one closes, God will open another where light waits for you to enter. And remember, no one can take from you the mark of destiny God has placed within you. It is eternal proof that you were chosen to walk through the night and behold the dawn. But this is only the beginning, for destiny does not merely cut away what has died. It also delivers the unexpected, a shadow from the past, someone you once loved finding their way back. And it is this return that will once more make your heart tremble. Do you wish to know what they bring to you? Stay, because the next part will reveal the secret behind this return, and you will understand why God allowed it to happen in your life. Cancer, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, your heart racing because a familiar voice echoed in your dream? A face emerged from the darkness, making you shiver with how real it was, as if by reaching out your hand you could touch it. Cancer, that was not an illusion. It was the universe whispering, they never truly left. The lover's card appears, but not in the place of new joy. Rather, in a position that chokes me with sorrow, the return of an old love, a soul etched too deeply within you. And right after, the moon reveals itself, signaling darkness, secrets, truths never spoken. The universe never sends something back to you if it no longer carries meaning. That is why this return is not by chance. It is an unfinished piece, a cycle not yet closed. I believe no one enters our lives and disappears completely. Those we have loved, though love has shattered, though they have gone, always leave a mark on our soul. Sometimes they come back not to love us again, but to repay a debt, to speak a truth, or to offer us one final chance at release. Cancer, your heart has sacrificed more than anyone's TC. You love with your soul, not just with your heart, and so your pain runs deeper, lasts longer. But listen, this return is not a punishment. It is the final test God wants you to face. What you have been avoiding, the truth about love and about yourself. Ask yourself, why did they return now? Perhaps you have already seen the signs. An old song suddenly playing, a name repeating itself, a cold breeze brushing by as you think of them. This is the universe's preparation, and if you tremble, it is because your soul knows the time has come to close a door. I have lived this myself. There was someone I once cried for, believing I would never see them again, yet one day they returned. I thought it was a miracle that we could write another chapter, but then I understood. They did not come back to stay, but to teach me to let go, to show me that true love never disappears. It only changes its form. True love does not bind us, it frees us. What is the greatest lesson this return brings to you? That you cannot live forever in memory. You must learn to love even when the other exists only as a shadow. They came, carved themselves deep within you, and then left. And now, if they return, it is so you may look straight into the wound and declare, I am strong enough. I no longer need to carry this pain. Cancer, you have carried too many burdens. Let me whisper. God does not want you drowning in old sorrow. He allows them to return not to tear you apart again, but to heal the last fracture. I know your heart will tremble. You will feel as if you are reliving that moment. Those eyes, that smile, those familiar words. But remember, the universe does not replay an old film. It writes one final scene, so you may close it and step into a new story. If you are hearing this and your heart quivers, that is the signal. Do not ignore it. Make this moment your soul's ritual. Seal your soul's readiness with a like. See it as the candle you light, surrounding your heart with radiance as memories rush in. And write in the comments, "I am ready for closure," to affirm to the universe that you are prepared to close the old circle. And if tears fall as you hear these words, trust that God is catching every drop. He whispers, "You have endured enough. Now it is time to be free." Cancer, remember, this return is not for binding, but for release. Open your heart, but do not chain yourself again. Receive the message, receive the truth, and step into the light. Only by closing memory can you truly enter your destiny. And this is only the second part of the journey, for right after the Lovers and the Moon, another card emerges, the Tower. It warns that this return will shake everything you have been building. But do not fear, for after collapse, there is always rebirth. In the next part, I will tell you about this necessary fall, why the universe breaks before it grants you a new foundation. And you will see, death is never the end, it is always the beginning. Cancer, you have just walked through the shadow of death, where the old was forced to dissolve. You thought it was the final period, but pause, for right after the longest night, another card emerges like a torch bursting into flame, death. But breathe deeply. Do not let this word frighten you, for death in tarot is not an ending, but a transformation, the key to stepping into a new journey. It does not destroy you. It frees you from the burdens your soul no longer needs to carry. How many times have you tried to hold on to what is already broken? How many times have you clung to a relationship, a dream, an image of yourself, even though deep inside you knew it no longer lived? Death arrives to whisper, "You cannot move forward while clutching ashes." I see death walking beside the Ten of Swords, a haunting union evoking the longest night, where you believed there could be no dawn. Yet, within that darkness, the first ray of light begins to break through. The universe is whispering, "The night is always darkest, right before the morning comes." I remember once in my own life, I witnessed the death of a part of my soul. I lost the one I loved most. In that moment, I thought I could never rise again. Everything collapsed. I asked God, "Why did you take them away?" And in the silence, a voice echoed, "I did not take. I opened a path for you." In that loss, I began to live a new life. Not the same as before, but deeper, more real. Cancer. The death you face now is not necessarily the departure of a person. It may be the death of an old self, of habits that drain you, of relationships that no longer feed your soul. It is the ending of what no longer aligns with the mission you carry. And if God allows you to walk through this, it is not because He wants you to hurt, but because He longs for you to live more true to yourself. Listen to this truth. The soul never dies, it only transforms, sheds its skin, and reaches toward new light. Death is proof that the wheel of rebirth is still turning. Cancer. I see the chains across your shoulders. You have lived with the fear of being abandoned, the fear of loss, the fear of silence when no one is left. But today, death appears as God's messenger, whispering, "You do not need to drag those chains anymore. You are brave enough now to stand, to release the past, and to step into the new land I have prepared." Think of the times you thought you were broken, yet afterward discovered a strength within you that you never knew was there. That is the gift of death. It does not come to steal, but to open. Every ending is only a beginning in disguise. If you are hearing this and your heart trembles, Turn this moment into your soul's ritual. Write in the comments, "I accept my destiny." This is not just typing words. This is prayer. This is how you seal your choice to allow God to take your hand through the long night and lead you to the dawn. And when you press like, do not see it as a social gesture. See it as lighting a candle in the cathedral of your heart. One small flame, yet enough to call light into the darkness. Seal your choice with a like, so the angels know you are ready. Cancer, you are not alone. If your tears fall, know that God holds every drop as if they were pearls in His palm. He does not allow any of your pain to be meaningless. He shapes it, molding you into someone stronger, brighter. And I must say this: do not fear death. Fear living a whole life without ever truly living. Death comes to ensure you do not waste your soul in old cycles. It pushes you forward, compels you to shed, to live aligned with the calling within. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to trust, because right after death, right after the Ten of Swords, another card appears, the World. It reminds you this ending is only a graduation. You will step into a new phase filled with hope and light. Cancer, stay close, for in the next part, I will reveal what will leave you breathless. The ending. Wow, an ending unlike what you imagined. An ending that shows you every pain had a purpose and that God has never left your side. Cancer, you have just walked through the shadow of death, where the old was forced to dissolve. You thought it was the final period, but pause, for right after the longest night, another card emerges like a torch bursting into flame, the World. And following it, the Ace of Cups. I smile softly when I see them, because I know the universe has never taken from you without giving back a miracle. Yes, every collapse is only the foundation for a new beginning, and this beginning will move you to tears as you whisper, "Wow, I never imagined this could come to me." Let me whisper a truth. The real ending is never a tragedy. It is a graduation of the soul. You have not failed. You have completed a chapter, and now it is time to receive your diploma, to step into a new level where the light is brighter than ever. How many times have you thought you lost everything, only to later discover you were gifted more? That is how God works. He allows doors to close so another may open, one you never dared to dream of. He does not punish you. He rebirths you. I remember one day in my life when I lost a job I believed was everything. I cried, I was shaken, I felt abandoned. But only a few months later, I stepped into a new journey, one where I was free, where I lived true to the calling of my soul. I finally understood. Without that day of collapse, I would never have found myself. Cancer, this is also what is waiting for you. The world appears to tell you that all old circles have closed. Your tears have fallen. But now they become shining jewels in the new crown that God places upon your head. The Ace of Cups reminds you that a new love, a new joy, a sacred beginning is being poured into your empty cup. And here is the miracle. It does not come from outside, but begins within you. You, the soul once shattered, now rising with a heart cleansed. You will feel God's love flowing like an endless spring, without needing to ask, without needing to trade. The lesson here is simple yet profound. No loss is meaningless. Every pain has been used to create a new you, brighter, truer. Cancer, ask yourself, if today you let go of everything, if today you allowed yourself to be reborn, who would you become? Perhaps you don't know the answer yet, but God does. He has already written the next chapter for you, and all you need to do is dare to walk into it. Let your heart tremble, for that is the signal that your soul is opening. And remember, even when you feel too weak, God will lift you up. He does not demand perfection. He only desires your willingness. Cancer. If you feel this is your calling, let your action become a ritual. Seal your rebirth with a like. See it as a candle you light in the temple of your soul. Write down in the comments, "I am ready for rebirth." This is not just a comment, but a mark you send to heaven, your words to God. I am ready to step into the new chapter. And when you share this message, do not think you are just pressing a button. See it as spreading light, as if you are lighting another candle for fellow Cancer souls who are lost. Each time you share, the light multiplies, and you yourself are wrapped in the embrace of protection. Cancer. Let me remind you of a truth you must carve into your heart. No one can take away the light God placed within you. No one can extinguish the flame that has been given to your soul. The end of this journey will not be what you thought. It is not death, not final loss. It is sacred rebirth, where you become a version of yourself you never dared believe you could be. And when that moment comes, your heart will whisper, "Wow, I never thought I could go this far." But remember, this is not the end of the story. This is only the beginning of a greater chapter where God will reveal why it is Cancer who holds the key to the destiny of the world. Cancer, stay with me, because in the next video, I will tell you the hidden truth why you, Cancer soul, are the very key Nostradamus foretold for the future of humanity. Cancer, you have walked the journey of fate, of death, of return, and witnessed an ending that makes your soul choke with a whispering wow. But remember, this is not the end. This is only the overture of a sacred symphony. God has seen your tears. He knows every pain you silently carried, every night you prayed in loneliness. And today, He softly whispers, "You are never alone. I have carved your name into my life. Walk away with a light heart, for every loss you endured was never to break you, but to teach you how to rise, like Cancer shedding its old shell, turning sorrow into light, turning brokenness into miracles." If your heart is touching this truth, treat this moment as a ritual. Seal your choice with a like lighting a sacred candle within your soul. Write down in the comments, "I am ready for my destiny." This is not just words, but a vow your soul sends to God. Thank you for listening until the very last moment. Thank you for letting your heart tremble, for allowing your soul to touch the light of God. Cancer, remember, every tear you shed is cherished by Him as a holy pearl. You are never alone, and His love still surrounds you in every breath. I wish you peace, ease, and that you will always find light on the road ahead. If you truly feel this calling, seal your blessing with a like and write below, "I am ready for my destiny," as a ritual of the soul. I will see you in the next video, where a greater secret will be revealed, why Cancer is the soul chosen to hold the key to the destiny of the world.